The first scent was wrong. It wasn't the familiar smell of damp earth after a rain, nor the sweet fragrance of night-blooming jasmine outside the window. It was sharp, acrid, and hot. In the darkness of the small, quiet home, a mother dog named Willow lifted her head, her ears twitching.
A faint, angry orange flickered under the crack of the door, painting a sinister line in the pitch-black room.
Panic, cold and sharp, pierced through her sleepy haze. It wasn't for herself. Curled against her warm belly were 5 tiny, fragile lives, each no bigger than her paw. They were just 10 days old, their eyes barely open to the world, their only reality the comfort of their mother's presence and the taste of her milk. That world was now under siege. The smoke thickened, stealing the air from her lungs. A low growl rumbled in her chest, a sound of primal fear and fierce defiance. The fire was a monster, roaring now, its hot breath pressing against the door. Her instinct screamed at her to run, to flee, to save herself. But a stronger, deeper instinct held her captive, the unwavering, unbreakable love of a mother. She nudged her pups, whining softly, urging them to move. But they were too young, too helpless. She knew what she had to do. With a surge of desperate courage, Willow nudged the smallest of her pups, a tiny female, gently into her mouth. She ran towards the back of the house where a flap door led to the yard. The heat was immense, the noise deafening. She pushed through the flap, deposited the precious cargo on the cool grass, and without a moment's hesitation, turned back. She plunged back into the inferno. The smoke was a blinding, choking shroud. Her fur began to singe. Her paws burned on the hot floorboards. She found another puppy, guided by its faint, terrified squeak. Out she went, placing it gently beside the first. Again she went back, and again, and again. Each trip was a battle against the searing heat and the suffocating smoke. The house groaned around her, the structure surrendering to the flames. Firefighters had arrived, their shouts muffled by the roar. They saw a flash of movement, a singed, ghostly figure darting from the collapsing structure, and were stunned into silence. It was Willow on her final trip. She emerged with the 5th puppy and collapsed onto the grass, her body trembling, her breath coming in ragged, painful gasps. Her beautiful coat was blackened, her eyes raw with pain, but they were all fixed on her babies. The firefighters rushed over, wrapping the pups in blankets and tending to their heroic mother. They were all taken to an emergency veterinary clinic. Willow, despite her immense pain, refused to rest. She stood vigil over her 5 little ones, nudging them, cleaning them, counting them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They were all here. They were all safe. But the fire had left its cruel mark. The smallest pup, the first one she had carried to safety, had inhaled too much smoke. Its tiny lungs were failing. For a full day, Willow lay beside her, nudging her, trying to share her own strength, her own will to live. But it wasn't enough. The little one grew still, and a quiet fell over the small family. Willow seemed to understand. She licked the lifeless form one last time before allowing the vet to gently take it away. She then turned her full attention to her 4 remaining pups, her grief channeled into a fierce, unwavering devotion. The story of her bravery spread like wildfire. Donations poured in to cover her medical bills, and when she and her 4 healthy pups were finally ready, they didn't have to wait for a home. One of the firefighters who had witnessed her incredible courage that night adopted them all. Willow's body would forever bear the scars of the fire, a permanent reminder of her trial by flame. But her spirit was not broken. It was forged anew in the crucible of loss and love. In the safety of her new home, surrounded by her thriving children and the gentle hands of a hero, she was the ultimate testament to a love that will not burn, a love that will not falter, a love that will face the fire and walk out of the ashes, forever changed, but forever whole.